Hello, Fort McMurray. It's Let's Talk Lending. Why? Because there's been a Bank of Canada announcement today, and I am with my lovely co-host,
Barb Pinsent of the Mortgage Center.
Yes, Barb. So, um, we've been anxiously awaiting, and we kind of made some predictions on this one, and we were wrong. We were wrong.
We were, and so were 70% of people wrong. Like there were a lot of people who expected to see that increase today. They expected an announcement today.
So we're kind of like a weatherman then, really. We got the weather wrong.
We are. And it'll happen again, I assure you. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Barb, but I mean, here's what we do think for sure, right? I mean, no matter what our predictions have been, I think the wrench in what we were predicting before things moved on the way that they did is this Omicron, right? Like it's this extra variant that is causing chaos into our economy. And so the government has been promising, you said like mid 2022 that there was going to be a rate change. And so what does that mean? You know, what does that mean exactly? So let's talk about when you think it's going to be. So the next announcement is March the 8th, right?
I thought it was March 6th, but you could be right on the 8th.
No, I might not be right. Anyways, it's in March. We'll get that date. We'll get that date set for you. But either way, do you think that for sure the next rate hold announcement, a rate change, will come at that time?
I do if things continue on the same trajectory. So, and like it's like this. It's a roller coaster. It's up and down, and things can change the day before they make that announcement. Right. Job numbers are high. Like we're over like more jobs now than were pre the pandemic. Good news. The supply flow chain, or that funnel in the supply chain, they're expecting is going to work itself out. They're hoping by the end of the year, projecting by the end of the year, and they do say that, or expect that once that straightens itself out, we're not going to see the same inflation numbers that we're seeing right now. So if we stay on the same trajectory, yes, I do expect that we will see an increase in rates.
Okay, so let's talk about a mythological date change, okay? And I'm going to pick June 31st. There's no June 31st. There's no June 31st. So let's say there's a rate change on that date. That's the date that it changes. Explain the different types of mortgages and by when someone would have to have their mortgage in or approved in order to lock into those rates and how it affects each type of mortgage.
Okay, so there's two types of mortgage rates. You can get a variable rate and you can get a fixed rate. Variable rate will change as prime changes. So prime is going to change when the government announces that their overnight lending rate's changing. So if they in March increase their overnight lending rate by 0.25%, typically lenders will increase their prime lending rate by that same 0.25%. Sometimes they raise it a little bit more, but typically it's the same raise or decrease as the government gives. And that comes into effect typically the next day. Sometimes with the mortgage finance companies, it will be set at the beginning of the following month, following the announcement. So varies, but if there's an increase or a decrease, you are going to see a change almost immediately for your variable products. So that's your variable rate mortgage, line of credit, if you have a line of credit that revolves, those type facilities. They're revolving and the rate is set based on prime. Okay. Fixed rate mortgages are the increase and decrease in a fixed rate is based on bond yields. So when bond yields go up, interest rates on fixed rates will go up, and typically it's the 5-year rate. So you may see the other rates change as well, but it is typically the 5-year that we see increase or decrease based on bond yields. So overnight lending rate didn't go up, but fixed mortgage rates have certainly gone up. Like there was And I can't give you the exact date, but we did have, you know, rates as low as 1.49% on an insured 5-year fixed rate. And right now we're looking at, from most lenders, 2.79. And there's been no change in prime.
Okay, so Barb, this is what a buyer wants to know. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get to that. What a buyer wants to know is if the rate change is happening on June 31st, mythical date, when do they have to have their offer? Like, do they have to, is there a date that they have to have their offer in? Do they have to be moved in before that date? Or do you have to have all their conditions removed by a certain date? Those are what does a buyer need? Like, when do they need to make sure that they're buying a place?
All right. So a fixed rate mortgage, you can get a rate hold for. So you meet with your lender, you meet with your mortgage broker, and you tell them that you're in the market, you're thinking about buying. You may not be buying for 4 months out. Most lenders will lock a rate in for 120 days. So if I were to go into my bank now or go meet with my mortgage broker now and say I want a rate hold because I want to buy property, just don't know when that's going to happen, they will offer a rate hold, and rate holds vary, but whatever they can offer to you for a 5-year, if that's where you want to go, they'll give you a rate hold now. So you're guaranteed that rate is not going to be any higher. And I'll use the 279 as an example until the expiry date of the rate hold. So you got 120 days to take possession. So you would have to be, the mortgage would have to be advanced before the end of the rate hold.
Okay, so that's for fixed. Okay,
that's fixed. Variable can work similarly depending on the lender. Some lenders won't lock in a variable rate for you because they don't want to guarantee that discount, because variable rates you always get a discount to the prime lending rate. So there are lenders who will give you a rate hold for a variable rate mortgage. There are some who will not honor a rate hold. So that depends by lender. But again, the ones who do offer the rate hold are going to guarantee the discount. So if they're discounting prime by 1%, they'll guarantee you prime minus that 1%. And whatever prime happens to be is the rate that you're guaranteed, less the discount that they've committed to you for.
Okay, so Barb, what's the advice to buyers right now? Should they be getting their pre-approvals right now? Should they make sure that they've got something locked in before the next rate announcement? Like what?
Rate hold, sorry, a rate hold is always a good idea. And the good thing about a rate hold is that if rates go down, you'll get the lower rate. So you're not committing to the lender for that exact rate. If rates go down, you will get the lower rate. If rates go up, you're not going to be paying any more than your rate hold is guaranteed for, unless it expires. And if you get a rate hold and in 4 months from now you're not ready to buy, then we can send in and ask for another rate hold. So if we're in that type of environment where there is the possibility of rates going up, then you can get it rebooked again for another 120 days, if that's the amount of time the lender locks the rate in for.
Okay, so either way, here's my sense of things. The inventory, if we're talking about, let's just talk about single family. There's 149 single family homes available on the market in all of Fort McMurray. The last time that the inventory was this low, when do you think it was, Barb?
Oh gosh, I'm going to
take a guess. Take a guess.
I'm going to say 15 years ago.
So 2007. Yes. February 2007. Wow. It was 150 single family homes on the market. Excellent guess, Barb. Excellent guess. So right now, 39 properties have been sold already this month. That matches December of last year. So I feel like we're going to match, we're on track to get going. I feel like the market is busy. I don't know about you, on Monday alone, there was 14 offers on all kinds of different properties, not just single family home, but there were 14 offers. So real estate was busy this past weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are buying, do yourself a favor, contact Barb, get yourself ready, because it's going to be stressful, and it doesn't have to be stressful. This is one of the ways you can get yourself ready. Then you come see me and we go get you the right house for you. and we work together as a really great team. So, what else do you want to say, Barb? Like, I think at this point, no rate hold is good, but it's coming. That's the message.
Exactly. And I think just a little advice, and that is to, be proactive rather than reactive. So, if you're worried about imminent rate increases, get yourself ready for that. If you can save some money, look at what your payment would be on the stress test rate that we use even. So 5.25%. If you can't increase your payment up to that 5.25%, or put money away to, so that you've got that difference saved, increase the mortgage payment. Do something to get yourself ready, because it is coming. And if you put money away and rates don't go up, well, good for you. Now you got a little extra money put aside that you can, and variable rates, same thing. Like, don't keep the payment or continue to make a payment based on 1.45%, because you're going to be in for a big shock when rates do start to go up. And now you're, and some variable rate products are different. We have adjustable rates and we have variable rates. If you have an adjustable rate, your payment is going to go up. So prepare yourself for that, so that you're not going to be dealing with the same type payment shock that somebody who doesn't do anything with their mortgage payment will experience.
Perfect. All right. So Barb, we're going to be meeting in March.
It'll
be interesting to see if there's an actual announcement at that time, or if they're going to wait to the next time to do it. But to me, if they do a shift during the spring market, I just think it's going to be, it's going to be insane. It's going to be great for sellers. If you're thinking about listing, like, start talking to me now, because it could be really important to get your house on the market at least by the beginning of March. So anyways, every single time that there's a rate announcement, we get together 8 times a year. You want to get a hold of Barbara and I, go to letstalklending.com, fill in the form. We both get your information. We'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. We are committed to making sure that you buy the right place for the right price with a great interest rate, and take great care of you. That's what we do. So Barb, thanks for being my partner on this, helping educate the public, I love that I'm getting educated every single time of this announcement, so that I can provide better service. So Barb, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, Fort McMurray, do us a favor, tag a friend, share this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.